All right, it's that time for those listening on the podcast. We bring in Cam Tucker for a little between the lines. Plenty to chew on for this big Week 7 battle, Lions and Saskatchewan Roughriders. Cam, how you doing?
I'm doing good, fellas. Looking forward to a big game this weekend. I look. I love the Saskatchewan Roughriders, but putting a watermelon on my head, I'm just not there yet. But yeah, it's going to be a big game this week, and huge implications potentially in the West Division. So, looking forward to it.
Very huge indeed. Lions opened actually as a 1.5, 1.5 point underdog, I should say. Line shifting here to one. So this one almost a pick 'em. Let's expand on that.
Yeah, really interesting yesterday. I expected the Lions to open as a slight underdog, and they did. So +1.5 yesterday. That line has shifted, as you said, Matt, to +1 today. And I mean, my expectation is given the shift that we saw today, it's a small one, but given the shift today, that this definitely could move into a pick'em territory, which is essentially equal odds for both teams on the money line. And look, the Lions right now are riding a wave of momentum. I thought, they did what they needed to do in Montreal. It's a game where, they obviously had some things to clean up, but they did what they needed to do to get the win. Then they go into Edmonton, and I mean, been a few years since we've seen a dominant team effort like that across the board. I mean, defense played well, special teams could have had some more if it wasn't for a penalty. The offense was on point. The passing game, Nathan Rourke, I think that's one of his best games in a really long time. Obviously you can see that the star power that he brings at the quarterback position when he's at the top of his game, and the run game. I mean that's just insane. 30 carries for James Butler, over 172 yards rushing. Guys, we had his total for the game rushing yards at 55 and a half. The over hit in the second quarter. So no
Yeah.
sweat on the over for that game. But that was a big team win. Across the board, they were dominant. And now you look to carry that into a game against Saskatchewan. It's going to be, it sounds like it's going to be a bigger crowd. The Saskatchewan fans always seem to show up. They're loud, and I think it's going to be a great atmosphere for this game and for the Lions. A chance to move above 500, and that's big. I mean, you look at the West Division standings. There's the potential that there's four teams at the end of the week tied atop that division with 8 points. So this is a big one, and the Lions right now are riding some momentum going into this game for sure. So I'm not surprised that they opened as a slight underdog, but I can definitely see this moving into that pick'em territory.
Yeah, gotta love that star-studded Elks defense. But that playing that defense for Nathan Rourke, did that do anything for his MOP odds, Cam, or where are we looking at with that?
Yeah, so we saw Nathan Rourke's MOP odds shift to +500. And Nathan Rourke has been, at the top of the board for this award. He's been kind of in that 3-4 position for this award as the season's gone along. His odds have shifted week to week. Some of that's obviously been, his performance related. Some of that's been injury related. But right now he's tied with Davis Alexander for the third best odds to win MOP. But Levi Mitchell is actually the favorite right now at +300. And second on the board is Vernon Adams, who slid up the board after a big outing against the Saskatchewan Roughriders in week 6. But, looking at how this market has fluctuated throughout the course of the season, my expectation is if we see another performance like that from Nathan Rourke, where he's very close to perfect and he's over 300 plus yards and he throws 1, 2, or maybe even 3 touchdown passes, that my expectation would be that he would take over as the favorite when that market reopens again next week. And I think that that's definitely the potential, given how this market has fluctuated throughout the season. You remember after the game against Edmonton week 1, he actually did not enter that game with the best odds to win MOP, had a very good game, throwing the ball, throwing the ball and then running the ball. And he took over the following week as the favorite for MOP. So I could definitely see that happening again if he puts in another performance like he did on the weekend against Edmonton.
And as always, later in the week on PlayNow.com, you will have your bet boost up for the BC Lions. It's early, but what are we looking at for this week, Cam? Need a
Yeah,
W.
and I spoke to the guys this morning, and I think that we're looking for a pretty generous boost going into this game. It's a big one, guys. There's a lot of excitement around this game, and I think that we've talked about it, and we're probably looking at something with the BC Lions money line to win this game, and we are probably going to tack on something with Nathan Rourke passing yards. We just haven't determined the exact number yet, but given the run that Nathan Rourke is on in his last two games and how he played in week one, I think that Nathan Rourke passing yards, this is definitely going to be something that's added into this parlay boost. And we're going to have that up on site, I'd expect, on Thursday or Friday at playnow.com. It's exciting. I mean, this is a big game. And the one thing that I really liked about the boost or the potential for the boost this week and talking with the guys is Lions money line. I think that this is going to be a big game, a big test, and you clean up what happened in Montreal. I think you do enough to win that game, but then you show against Edmonton like, look, we can be a very good football team if we put all three phases into play at the same time. And I thought that they were full marks for that win. Now you get Saskatchewan; it's a big game, and we're going to have that boost on site on Friday.
Tell you what, Cam Tucker, he's always a double-digit favorite in our hearts, and he clutched up once again. He covered once again, folks.
Fellas, I'm still dealing with the jet lag of traveling clear across the country on Sunday. But the nice thing was I was on the plane and I was watching the game on my phone, and it was full marks for the Lions, and so the excitement right now I think is building for this week.
Yeah, I thought I saw you flying over Commonwealth on Sunday. It checks out.
Yeah, that was the plane that kept circling over. Yeah,
you saw that, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Off topic.
Yeah. But, hey, can you guys just fly instead of going to Calgary? Can you divert to Edmonton so that we can check out the game here? But yeah.
Very well said. We will see you on the scoreboard and in stadium here coming up on Saturday, and we'll talk again next week. Hopefully, we're talking about more of those lines for the MOP moving as next week we'll look ahead to Hamilton. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Take care.